Estamos ya, 7 p.m. here, still at the office, but very happy to find the time, the tranquility, and the peace here to be with you. July 1st, half of the year. Oh my God, time flies. And this is the mid-year connection with you all. I have a number of things to share with you. And you can see the agenda items down there, and you can fast forward to any of these agenda items as you prefer. Number one, where I am today. What can I say? It's been intense, it's been productive, and it's been rewarding. I feel much more confident in the role now that not everything is new. Now that the language, the terminology, the jargons, the people, the faces, the names, the structures, the campus, all of that feels somewhat less less scary, more familiar. So the word is feeling more confident. And thank you all for your patience and for putting up with me and for supporting my growth in this time. So it's been a real pleasure to learn from you all, to connect with as many people as you can, and to be here in this position driving the school. I recently did a 3-week trip to Geneva and to Peru, and within that, it was very useful to reconnect with people's colleagues, networks from various groups, various projects, and various teams. So it was really nice, and we also squeezed in a trip to the Amazon for 1 day and a half, and it was really not only informative, but quite telling of the multiple challenges that we have ahead of us in terms of public health and how to bring benefits for societies and populations at large. Part of that confidence that I express to you is because now we have a full team, and fingers crossed that things are stable from now. We have Elaine. Welcome, Elaine, and thank you for all the progress and the lessons and your speed learning curve that you've had over the recent weeks. Certainly, John and I started similar. We have Erin on the role of acting deputy head of a school, Carmen with all her continuation and supporting role on the education side. Now she has also James with her, so welcome, James. And Claire on the academic career development side. So it feels like we now kind of achieve an element of constancy, and we can work together. I'm also completing my visits to the rural sites. So we went to Broken Hill, and you saw a video from Broken Hill in the previous edition. Then we went to Lismore and in the Northern Rivers, which also was very telling and informative. And as I present this, I'm on my way to Orange and Double to connect with our colleagues there. And in each of the trips, some people from the school have come and joined me, and I will invite you to put your name up if you want to come with me to some of the future trips. For Broken Hill, we had Alice Gibson and Kavisha Shah, and they're both, you saw them on the previous video, and it was very telling to learn from not only within our colleagues from the school, how they communicate with each other, but also the interactions which gets amplified and augmented by having more people there. For Lismore, Tambra and Tom Lang went with me. Tambra from the SHE team, Sydney Health Ethics, and Tom, who is a health economist. And it was really nice to learn and to connect with our peers, colleagues, and staff from that are based there, but also with the local teams over there. And now I'm going with Chris Carrison's to Orange and Double. So a very unique experience, and it's really nice not only to put a face, but to connect our school with our peers and the rest of the family. So we're part of this large family of the Faculty of Medicine and Health, which is a nice entry point for our next point, the university, us and them. So I want to flip a little bit the narrative and the power of words. Instead of the us versus them or the us, I want to frame it as the us and them. At the end of the day, we're all part of this institution. So my first shout out is to all of you. Thank you. Thank you for your time and your inputs to the Citizen Listens 2024, where we do research, and the first things as academics we criticize on good grounds. We're trained to problematize and to be critical, and we criticize any survey that is in front of us, but the participation rate is the message there. We have improved, and we did it on time, and thank you for bringing your voice. Importantly, those voices are being listened. So it's a large institution, there's multiple voices, but the fact that we have those channels to connect and bring closer the us and them is helpful. And more of that us and them, because one of the leadership trainings that I attended that was most influential in this term has been with people from these various offices that we don't know they exist. We know their titles, we know they're there, but what they're for, and who is the people behind? And being able to connect with them, it's people who care, people who are trying to do their best, people who care for the same goals is amazing to see. So those has been one of the most productive encounters that I have had outside of the school and outside of the faculty. And I have to admit that has prompted, you see, I'm changing my narrative and my discourse, the us and them. What is it that we can do together? And if anything, this university provides with the opportunity of having the resources, the content, the people. It's just a matter of finding the right time, the right entry point, and we all are here because we want to do great things. So please join me on this us and them. We're all part of this institution. You may have noticed we had recently, on June 19th, our whole of school meeting, and we had our visitor, Professor Sarah Roberts-Thomson. She is with the Faculty of Medicine, and she came to present with us the workload model. And what was really valuable is having these people who could never see and who are there coming to be in flesh, in person, humanly connecting with us. So that has been really nice. So maybe if you have ideas of names of people who you like to see and invite and clarify and be there with us, please suggest their names. So big shout out, suggest their names. And I have the next name that has been secured for our next whole of school meeting, which will be after the retreat, is the Provost, Anne-Marie Jagosi. So she'll be coming to us. And any itchy questions, actually, we don't want to be at 5, but how would you like to shape those 20, 30, 40 minutes that we have with her? It's open there to be discussed, to learn how to maximize it. So any ideas or cool ideas, the Provost is coming to visit, please share with me. What is it that if you like to have 3 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes with her, what is it that you'd like to get out of it? So I'm open to hear all your guidance and your feedback and your input. Let's move to the next point for me to report is, okay, we have to prepare for the second half of the year. And we have certain things that I'm learning are pretty much recurrent, stable on the calendar year. So we have to prepare for the AP&D season. Completion should be around October, November, but if I remember. But please make sure that you make it count. The purpose, the whole purpose, you can decide if you make it a tick box exercise, boring, what's the point? But, we're here because we care and we want to help to connect with each other and we want to make it work. And also, most importantly, AP&D, the P, and actually the V that matters is development. So it's for your development. So make it count, connect with your supervisor. In theory, you should have multiple sessions a year so you can accompany that development. I'm learning that on myself. I'm trying to do more of my time with those who I supervise. And it has to work. If anything, it has to work for you. It's your development. And just let's not be reactive. And everybody will take the box. But why don't you do it meaningfully? And we want to see your development. If you grow, we'll grow. We'll win. The other one that is on the diary fixed is, and now I have it fixed, I learned, is October 31st, the last day of October, promotions. Please, if you are considering going for promotions this year, speak early with your supervisor, find out if you're at the right stage, but please, don't come to me 1 week or 2 weeks before the deadline. I want to hear your plans. I want to understand and learn from your trajectories. I want to learn from your projections. Where is it that you want to be seen? How is it that you want to grow? Because I want to be part of that growth. I want to support you. I want to help you. And for that, I need time and preparation. So please, and again, I restate, for going for promotion, you will need a head of school endorsement. And for that endorsement, I will be asking for an hour meeting with you because I want to hear your story, your narrative, what is it you are bringing. I want to learn from you. I want to be available for you. But again, let's not do this last minute. If you are there, go for it. Talk to your supervisors. We can do it with time. We have July, pretty much, well, not July, but say August, September, and October. Okay, those who will be there. But let's not leave it for the last minute. Last year, I learned the hard way, and I don't want to do it like that anymore. Something that is important, I see how the term level is used in every day of our lives. Buildings have levels in here, yeah. But also our professional academic career paths also have levels, level letters, A, B, C, D, E. And also in the way that our faculty is structured, we have levels for supervision. So I sit on level 1 and I report to the faculty level. Then we have L2, level 2 supervisors and level 3 supervisors. And we have found out that there's some people who know who their supervisors are, but sadly, there's people who do not know who their supervisors are. And that's a shame. And that's a shame because in principle, nobody should be left out. So please, we need to put an extra emphasis and attention on level 3 supervisors. We are going to be circulating an expression of interest. So Claire and John are leading on that front. And it shouldn't be a burden. So I think it's manageable if we are upfront, transparent, and we can organize ourselves. So level 3 supervisors, if you feel that you're at that stage, please jump on that. There's an expression of interest to be circulated to be level 3. We need a lot of them. We need a lot of them because why? Because we care about people. Why? Because we want this process to matter. And why? Because we all gain. Now, this is one of the multiple mechanisms that we have to support our people. Some people may want to reach out and might want to use the figure of mentors, collaborators, etc. Yeah, but at minimum, we need to have clear structure of who is doing what. This is not to restrict you to say, oh, you cannot talk to a person, etc. For some people, it suits them to have more points of contact. That's fine. But at least everyone should have one point of contact who then gets is part of the APND for this year. So make sure you know who your supervisor is, make sure you connect regularly, and all of that then for the APND season, it will be much easier. I am particularly keen on the letter DD for development. So I want to see your development being documented, tracked, monitored, and supported. And last one, as we prepare for the second half of the year, there has been an expression of interest for the deputy head of school. Big shout out, jump on in. I wouldn't say it's fun to work with me. We're learning to work with each other. It's a fantastic community, thriving, very heterogeneous in the sense of diversity of topics, areas of work, which makes it more interesting. So check out the EOI for the deputy head of a school. And if you feel like that's for you, go for it. Point number 4 on the agenda, prepare for our upcoming retreat, July 22nd. July 22nd is a Monday. I'm going to be taking holidays 10 days before that with the school closure. So I hope to be charged up and come back fresh to be with you all, learn from you all, and take this school to this next stage. So July 22nd. The structure for that, what are we hoping to do? Is very simple. I already can say that I asked our team behind that, if we're going to do it one day by the beach, let's put time in there so people can walk by the beach. Weather permitted, we will be there. What are we going to? I have 3 big areas for that retreat. Number 1 is transparency and accountability. Can we revisit what is it that we did last year or we agreed last year in the retreat, how we progressed and how we're tracking on that, so accountability. Number 2, the values. So we already had a sneak or some preparatory work that has been shared by Ainsley and the values team that was shared in our last whole school meeting. So we'll use some of the time. There's an email there. Please look it up. We want to hear from you. Provide your feedback and your input. We want values that represent. I think The question is, can you live by it? And that matters, because you come to work day by day to this, and you have to feel that, you know what, I live by those values. And the number 3 activity on the retreat will be the task force. Okay, how do we configure these groups? They are put forward. There's another email there to review the terms of references, and that will provide us more guidance on how do we want to drive this school. I remember the task of this task force was to map out what are the things that we are doing right now, what are the things that we should be doing, and then we're busy and we forgot. We didn't pay attention to that, but we should be doing. That matters. And number 3, what are the things that we want to be doing in the future, the strategy, where we want to head towards. So that's the task force, so please pay attention to those, to that email. What else? I have to give a big thanks to the Quick Wins teams. These are the teams that have sustained the work from the past retreat to this, namely Diana over there, namely Ainsley and the values team, and as well as, oh my God, I have her face, and oh dear, and the group from the social, from the group that took on the social activities. So we had an asado and a picnic, so that's our social team. My apologies, I got blocked. I just got blocked on the name, but there we have. That's the Quick Win teams, and thank you for picking up on the task and the responsibility and seeing us continue. Seeing us continue from last year in August to this year. And also a big thanks to both the task force. There are 15 people plus there who have given the time to think together, how do we want to see this school going forward? And equally to the values team, 10 plus people there to see, do we feel represented by these values? And also we keep having a number of visitors who pop by, and it's been amazing to have them and for them to hear this amazing school. So we're seeing the breadth of expertise, knowledge, talent that is in-house is commendable, and it's something to be proud of. And when people come and say, they say, wow, I didn't realize you had all this. So that's why I want this connectivity, and also to show forward. People not necessarily know all the amazing stuff that is happening in here. Final, any other business, just shouting this out in this conference in November in Nagasaki, Japan, is the Health Systems Conference, Health Systems Global, sorry. So let's see if that's something. Have a look at the program. I sit on the technical advisory board for the Alliance for Health Policy and Systems Research, part of the WHO, and this is one of the premier conferences for health systems research. So have a look. I reckon that many of you have something to share with the world in that particular venue, and it is just here in Nagasaki. Yes, don't get me started about the funding, but at least consider it there and have an eye on what's going on, what type of conversations are happening globally with these topics. And on that note, okay, I'm leaving the office now. I'm gonna pack, prepare for my train ride, and off to see my next visit. I hope that you like this video. It was so much information to type, and time flies. Oh my God, July already. And I remember I did this December, and in Broken Hill, time flies. So once again, grateful for this community, grateful for your enthusiasm, dedication, and hard work. I want to expand and augment the visibility of that work. You're doing amazing things. And part of that expansion and augmentation comes for you connecting more with each other. So I look forward to seeing most of those corridor conversations and casual encounters. And on that, un abrazo and hasta pronto. Bye for now. Ciao.